Briggs Company is here to answer your plant and garden questions. You can email them to tips@channel3000.com. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. It's a sunny day out there finally,
It's
right?
sunny and it's not beastly hot,
Yes,
so I love it.
we deserve it. What do you got here today?
So, in June and July, it will often get more beastly hot and also a little drier. So this is a succulent. So that's if you're an underwaterer and you have a sunny spot or like a terrace or a balcony where it's kind of inhospitable for plants, you could use succulents, and this one's going to flower.
This is my kind of plant.
Just have to know your own strengths and limitations.
I have a hard time with keeping plants alive. I like the fake ones, though. All right, let's get to the questions now. First up, Coco wants to know what is eating her petunia plant that is on her hanging basket, and I just showed you some photos of that.
She sent some photos, and it looks to me, Coco, like it's more an animal is kind of ripping at them than an insect that's actually eating. There's one where it was kind of a jagged cut. I would say if that's the case, it's probably like a chipmunk or a squirrel or something. So I would put in like an animal repellent. I really like one called Shake Away. They have some different levels of strength, and basically it's just granulated predator urine. And it doesn't smell to you as humans, but it does smell to whatever creatures, and you just kind of shake it on the soil in the plant.
Keeping them away,
and you'll just keep them away, yeah.
All right, question number 2 from Paula. Paula says she has 3 blue muffin viburnum that looked dead earlier in the spring. In the last week, they have shown some new growth, although it isn't close to being all the way full. Should she let those shrubs continue to develop this year, or are they a lost cause? What is your best guess as to what's happening?
As far as what's happening, I don't know without looking at it, and honestly, if you want to send photos to the plant desk @brucecumbie.com, that would be really helpful. It's also not clear to me, too, if the growth is coming from the bottom, so maybe you had some dieback on top, and there's new growth coming from the base, in which case I would just encourage that, prune out whatever is dead, and let that develop. If the new growth is on top, I would let that continue, because sometimes those stems will continue to bud out along the base, and then see where you're at with that. Once that sort of develops, I'd give it a couple of months and see what's going to happen with it.
All right, next question from Lisa, not this Lisa, another Lisa, wondering how to cut back her bird of paradise. It's gotten too tall.
That is kind of tricky. So with a bird of paradise, what I would do is cut back the oldest stems and let those new stems develop.
All right, question number 4. Mary from Jefferson says her Prince Tut plant had some of their spikes broken off from the wind. Will they come back, and should she cut them off?
I'm going to assume that you're meaning like the papyrus. I know there's a papyrus called King Tut, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a smaller version of it called Prince Tut. Yeah, anything that's broken from the storms, just go ahead and cut those back. It'll be better for the plant in the long run, and the plant will be fine.
All right, question number 5. Sue thinks she's had earwigs eating the leaves of her green beans. What can she do?
So there are a couple of things. The best thing to do would be to apply a thing called Bug Getta or Sluggo Plus. The plain Sluggo is good for slugs, but the Sluggo Plus is good for viburnums, or I'm sorry, is good for earwigs. And so just sprinkle it on the soil, and it will keep them from climbing up into your green beans. I don't think that the chemicals like 8 that are safe to be used on food crops will kill earwigs. I don't know if they're listed as a pest that it will control.
All right, some good questions today.
Yeah.